Hey guys, welcome back to that Body Shop YouTube channel. You got me, that's right, Mr. Crook, and
Mad Scientist.
coming to you live from the shop late at night. Hey, but tonight my wife's recording, so I'm not in trouble because she's here with me. What about you? Isn't that your wife right over there?
Yep.
These lovely women are here supporting us tonight, and we're working on none other than the beautiful blue Mustang. So tonight is going to be a little bit of a different deal. We're not painting, we're not sanding, we're not doing all the prep work. We're doing the aftercare. It's kind of it's what really separates the men from the boys for the painting business. Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah. A little cut and polish.
Cut and polish. We got it. We got the Mad Scientist, right? So here's the cool thing about him. He lays paint like I call it angel fist because it comes out so smooth. But however, we have some ancient paint booths and then a custom or a homemade paint booth. And what we get with that is a lot of times you get a little bit of dirt nibs, trash in your paint. So what are we doing tonight, man? Tell me what we're doing. What we got here?
We're gonna start cutting and sanding the texture and the dirt nibs out of it. Start with some 1,000, then some 1,200 to get the 1,000 out, 15 to get the 12 out, and 3,000 to get the 15 out.
So, and just to give you guys an idea, so when you really want to get in there and you want to dig in real deep, because I mean, this man puts so much clear on there, it's like you can see it from Mars. So and he does that on my behalf because I like to sand and I'm pretty heavy-handed. You know that. I'm like, hey man, put a couple extra layers so I don't burn through. What that starts is with 1,000 grit is going to give us that base, real smooth. It gets the nibs, it gets the runs, anything that we have in the paint. Yep. Kind of any imperfection you can see, but then what you get left with is a really scratched up, kind of hazy surface, right? Well, people don't really understand this, but to get from that scratched up hazy surface to that car show winning shine, you got to go from 1,000 and then you're going to leave deep scratches. So then you take the 1,200, it's a little bit finer, not much, but just a little. It gets those 1,000 scratches out, right?
Yep.
Well, then you got 1,200 scratches, right? So then you get to 1,500. Now the 1,500, these are for the block. We're going to use these on the block, the sanding block. Dip it in the water, you sand, you do it. I'm a crosshatch guy, you a crosshatch guy?
Yep.
Crosshatch means where you sand this way, then you go back and you sand the opposite direction. And what that does, it kind of eliminates an abundance of one-directional lines, right?
Yep.
Keeps your paint from having like claw marks, so to speak. So now moving on down the line, we're going to get to 1,500. Now notice you see 1,500 here. There is a huge difference in the 1,500 for the block and the 1,500 for the DA. My preference is the Matco Finishy Sanding DA. Gotta love my guys at Matco and love a sponsorship, just saying. I spent a lot of money on this. However, this DA by itself isn't good enough. My guy here said, hey, don't forget a
Interface pad.
and if you guys don't know what that means is, just to show you, we're gonna take this crazy contraption apart real quick. If you were to take this hard deck sander against that paint, you're gonna burn through it. Anytime you get, y'all follow me over here, you get on a body line like this or a body line like this, you see that beautiful paint. That's that Mad Scientist right there. Beautiful. But if you take this hard pad against this, you're gonna burn that paint right off the edge. Now the cool thing is, and with technology, we have this foam pad. It's what is that, about a 3/4 of an inch pad? 3/4 of an inch, 3M foam pad. You see it's real squishy. What that does is for, even if you're not an established sander, you can sand this car with wet sandpaper, and that's what's on here right now. And you can do this. This is dry or wet. We like to go dry at first, and then when you're getting down to the nitty gritty, when you're almost ready to polish, you want to put a little water on it, and that kind of helps you keep from getting the pigtails and stuff like that. Yep. But this pad is going to keep you from burning any of your edges. So when you get on an edge or like that cowl induction hood, this is going to be a huge thing for that cowl induction hood.
Kind of self-leveling too. It keeps the sandpaper flush to the surface of the car that you're sanding.
Give you an example. Like watch when I press this against the side of this. You see how it kind of gives. You see how it gives? So instead of putting like this hard deck, it's going to hit it, and then that top edge is going to be bare metal. So with a less experienced sander, you're going to end up having a bunch of burns. Then the Mad Scientist has to do that thing where his eyes turn red, his forehead bulges, he screams, fire flies out of his rear end, and then he kills somebody, and then he has to repaint the car. We don't want to see that. It's bad. It's happened. We miss people.
The staff turnaround's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep hiring someone every time someone burns a paint job. So here's the cool thing. So you move, obviously, you do your 15 with the interface pad. Me and him have kind of a different point of view. He'll put this on an interface pad. I like to raw dog it. I like to put my 3000 straight to the wood because, you know, I'm just a little bit braver than he is. Now, I have had some mistakes. It'll happen. But what this does, see, this is what I like to call the lazy buffer pad. You know what I'm talking about. So, like, y'all know how to buff. You got to get the heavy cut, then you got to go to your mid cut, then you got to go to a finishing polish. And then if you're really heavy-handed, you got to get a swirl remover, right?
Yep.
What would you say the main purpose of this pad is?
To have to use the buffer less.
Exactly. So, like, let's just say, like, what we do, y'all know we have a Mako, so a lot of times, time is of the essence. So, this pad is actually, these things are what, about 15 bucks a piece? I know this is, what, $150, $200 box?
Yeah, it's 150. They're $10 a piece. It's 15 pads.
There you go. He used to sell these, so he knows. $10 a piece for this. Now, however, we don't throw these away. We'll use them until they start to separate. Then we'll fold them in half and use them by hand because they are really good. But what this does is, instead of having to go heavy cut on the whole car, when you put this across after you've done all three of these and then this is going to almost bring back somewhat of a shine.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it'll have a small shine to it.
You'll start to see a reflection. So what that means is, instead of having to heavy cut the whole car, now you can start with step 2. Sometimes even step 3.
No, you can start to use step 1, but it doesn't take as long.
Yeah. Well,
You
there's
wool
not as
pad
much
that
heavy
thing,
cut.
you wool pad it, takes half the time.
Well, there you go. It saves a lot of time. So obviously we're from different schools. Like me, I'm a lazy buffer sometimes. I'll grab up some step 2 and just it drives him crazy. But the end result is always a good result because there have been times that I've had to go back and grab.
He has to sell it, not me.
There you go. But our customers, our fans love it. So just tonight was just kind of a little deal, and I'm going to do a second video coming up here in a minute of showing a little bit of wet setting, a little buff, because he's got to get his butt back in the booth and do what the mad scientist does, because he has both laboratories full. He's got a lot of work we have to do tonight. It is late. The women are here. No dirty looks yet, guys. Just saying. They're loving us. They're being supportive. So power to the people. Just wanted to let you guys know that it's not just about painting. It's what happens after the painting, because that's really where, I mean, honestly, I think that's what separates the men from the boys when it comes to a paint job. Anybody can throw some paint on a car and send it down the road. It's the aftercare. It's what you do to take it from just painted to either a good 10-footer or a Riddler award. I mean, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, y'all said y'all want to talk about stuff like that. I got a video coming up. The wife's going to record me doing a little wet sanding, a little polishing over the next couple of days. We'll post them up. But when it's all over with, Biscuit here is going to be one bad stallion. Y'all saw her when she came in. She had 17 paint jobs on her. She was looking a little haggard. And what do you say, Kona Blue? Yep. This Kona Blue Mustang, I guarantee is going to be one of the baddest on the planet. Again, we love you. We respect you. This guy loves you guys. Like, subscribe, and guess what, guys? The Body Shop channel says we'll see you later.
See you later.